talk with yourself how you would with your best friend, the voice recording method. I'll concentrate on the example of how I use cumulative self-talk most, and that's via voice recordings. Think of it as a phone call with a long-lost friend, where there's a lot to catch up on because there is every time. I speak for about 25 minutes at a leisurely pace, usually every 2 to 3 days. On the lookout for anything that strikes me as potentially significant and follow those ideas wherever they may lead. Questioning and probing while looking for new angles. You'll come across behaviours and events in your background and those of other people which you discover were more significant than you'd realised, opening a lot of doors that had been closed for a long time, perhaps. Seeing how important what were seemingly fleeting events of no consequence that you didn't really consider before can lead you to some really telling insights. After speaking, I'll then save the recording, dating, titling and filing it away. I tend not to have a title in advance. That comes up naturally in the process of actually speaking. After a break, I listen back to the recording, thinking all the while of what the things I've said may really mean beneath the surface, and repeat the process of questioning and probing. Now that instead of being the author, I'm now the editor, looking for how I could have improved things and taken them forward. The more you practice, the more comes to you as you reflect on things you've been discussing. Sometimes your approach strikes you as only one option, and you expand your style to incorporate other methods, humour rather than seriousness, for example. I often feed a transcript of my talks through an AI service with a prompt calling for verification and a multidisciplinary analysis, psychoanalytical, sociological, cultural, for example, of what I've been thinking about, and consider that as part of my approach too, engaging with the AI service on aspects that could be expanded or refined. It's important to collaborate with the AI rather than let it take over. When crafting these talks, the enjoyment, motivation and real benefit comes from you finding the better ideas yourself. And if the multidisciplinary aspect of all this sounds daunting, it really isn't. As I've talked and practiced it all, this has become like second nature, with the benefit of contrasting subjects offering a better level of debate and an improved panorama to work with. Don't worry about not getting it a certain way to start with. You'll eventually find the methods which work best for you. It can take some time to do that, but that's how it works. Also, try not to be too concerned when you don't come across groundbreaking ideas. That can take time as well. Sometimes they come, sometimes they don't, but they do come, and it's worth persisting to get to them. Use a second and third person at times, talking with long-lost family members and friends, for example, and playing with your past and future selves. Now and again, try to take a step back from what you're saying and engage in metacognition. That's thinking about thinking. That can sometimes lead to new avenues and alleyways, taking you down paths you never would have imagined before. As you build an archive, you'll be able to see how much progress you've made and tap into things you said earlier that you can then revisit and refashion with your fresh understanding, constantly revising and building new ways of living. At some stage you venture out into the other mediums quite naturally, and each offers and develops different qualities, skills and possibilities to see things differently, for a new way of doing talks and for your self-talk. I use text for personal essays, blogs and journal entries, video for a record capturing a time and a place you can look back on in years to come, reminders of people and places who've been and gone, and also to see how valid what I'm saying actually is, because you pick up on things that you don't necessarily pick up on when you can't see yourself in audio and text. But this is my approach. You'll find yours. Just give yourself time. It's enjoyable to craft a new way of seeing things, with results I've found life-affirming. You'll find a lot more at the website jsanton.com, blogs, a podcast and frequently asked questions, along with other resources that go into more detail over how to do all this.